Don't be a whore for money. So before I started my freelance writing business, before I did it full time, I had a job as a customer service rep at a company that provided outsourced customer service to other big companies. So for example, Western Union was one of the clients that my employer had, and I was on the Western Union account. And basically, I was part of a team of people that handled Western Union's customer service online. So emails, chats, anytime someone had a problem with their order with Western Union, they would email us or chat with us and we would resolve the issue. So I got to see literally thousands of customer inquiries over and over and over again. And sometimes there were repeat questions and we turned those into templates. So if a person had like a very easy basic question that could be handled by the template, you would plug in the number for the template and it would spit out a custom template that I wrote that would answer their question. And so we had an entire process around this, and all of the customer service reps were basically graded upon their ability to answer the email or the chat correctly, answer it with the right template, and their ability to customize the template so that it didn't sound like a template. And I did this for a few years and I got super good at it. And so I was basically put in charge of grading other people's customer service, emails, how they use the template. And I was also made like the liaison between the Western Union head manager of whatever the whole district, and she would talk to me and then I would have a conversation with her, and then I would bring back everything that I learned back to the team of customer service reps and be like, okay, this is what we decided and this is what we're gonna do. So doing that for 4.5 years, it was a job that I hated only because I didn't really care about the product or the company itself or the mission. But I was really good at my job. I was one of the top customer service reps in terms of efficiency and how much I got done. And the part that I really hated was like at the beginning, I was on the phone taking phone customer service. And that was for a different company. I don't think it was for Western Union. So we worked a couple different accounts. And so I used to just crave my breaks and my lunch hour because it would be like quiet time and peaceful time away from these insane customers that would call. And little did I know that experience of working in customer service for 4.5 years and getting really good at it, it taught me that there's actually all these inefficiencies within a company that is wasting everybody's time. Like, I could see the patterns in, okay, there's all these customers that are asking this question. Why don't we put an FAQ somewhere to address that in advance so that they don't waste our time? So I was able to see like what would solve that problem ahead of time so that they wouldn't waste our time with these easy questions. And that was actually very fulfilling to be able to contribute that insight into the client, right? So I would make these observations and see where the company was being inefficient, see where maybe a product description wasn't accurate or something and it was causing confusion, and then we would go in and fix it. And of course, there was a little bit of a waiting period from the time that I suggested it till the time that it got fixed. And I decided that I really value good customer service in that experience. And I also decided that working with the big companies that were almost so big that they were incompetent, that wasn't really a fun experience. Like, I liked working with smaller companies. I wanted to work with a smaller company where people could get things done quicker and there was no red tape, there was no bureaucracy. Okay, we made a decision, we can just do it today. So anyway, I took that experience and brought it into my freelance writing business. I didn't start with copywriting. I started with editing and research and technical writing. I did research for a book that became a New York Times bestseller And so I started to basically go through all these pieces and these experiences until I landed into copywriting and online marketing. And I'm like, by the time I realized that copywriting and online marketing were a thing, I was like, oh, wow, having good customer service is actually the best type of marketing. People don't think of it that way. They think of it as two separate departments. Here's your customer service reps. Here's your marketing people. Here's your sales people. They don't think to like integrate it all together to where it's all operating holistically. Like if you provide an amazing customer experience to your clients, your customers, and it's so good that they actually want to come back and buy from you again, that almost eliminates any need for so-called marketing. Like really think about that. So little did I know that that experience back in the day was actually training me to adopt this philosophy, which of course went into my book, The Anti-Marketing Manifesto, How to Sell Without Being a Sellout. Because one of the things I discovered that I really value is good customer service, like a great customer experience. And you know, I've bought a lot of things from a lot of different companies, experiences, houses, like rental houses, coaching, products, healthy products. Like I've bought so much. And part of it is I'm really curious to see how these companies treat me as a customer. Part of it is I really like the product. I've seen situations where I love the product, but the people running the business are fucking incompetent and terrible. And they have deep psychological issues, and that really bothered me. And I'm like, wow, you guys need to get your shit together. And I've seen the flip side of it where the people have really, really good attitudes, really solid people skills, really just on point, great mindset, but they couldn't figure out how to sell themselves. They couldn't figure out how to market the product better. So I've seen like all these different angles in this business of mine where I'm basically helping people. And I realized, okay, so if you want to provide great customer service, the very first thing that you need to do is you need to be real with yourself. Because a lot of people lie to themselves and they're not real with themselves. And if you're not honest with yourself, how can you be honest with your market? How can you be honest with your customers? So that's step one, is being honest with yourself. Being real about who am I as a person? What do I actually believe in? And then the second part of that is really being clear on what your values are. Like, what do you value? For me personally, like I said, I value really great customer service, both on the receiving end of it and on the giving end of it. So I love providing a great service to my clients. I wasn't always great at that. That's something that I developed, and now I really value it. On the flip side, I love when I receive good customer service from a company, all the little details along the way that make that possible. And I detest when I receive bad customer service from a company. They're like night and day, dark and light, polar opposites. And it's really interesting, the differences between those two. So yeah, to provide great customer service, it's like really take a step back and say, what do I value? Who am I? What am I bringing to the table here? If you have customers that are relying on you to do something, then part of your customer service should be doing that thing in the exact way that you said you would do it. And if you're not able to actually honor that, then it would be you communicating and negotiating like maybe a new deadline, or talking with them and saying, can we do this? Can we add this on instead because we realize that we overextended ourselves, or whatever the situation is. And you can't do that if you're not honest with yourself, first and foremost. So what was the first sentence of this video? Stop doing this for money, or I don't even remember. That was a clickbait. So I think it was like, I don't even remember. Something about doing something for money only. Don't do business for money only. Have like a deeper reason for why you're doing the business. It should be to really help people. It should be that you have a deep desire to genuinely help the people in your market with whatever it is, product, service, coaching, whatever it is. Like you should really crave to give your clients and customers a great experience, whether it's helping them solve a problem or helping them create something that they want in their life. If you can provide amazing customer service around that, you will be able to grow your business without being a sellout. And that's the best feeling ever.